So, 2024, welcome to Indemo's first quarterly update episode. New year, new faces. I'm David. You may recognize me from the bottom of your emails. And I'm joined today with Indemo CEO, Sergey.
Hi, folks. Dear Indemo community, I'm glad to meet you once again in our podcast episode. Today, we will touch upon the quarter one of 2024 results. So let's chip in.
Yes, so the first quarter, usually it's not a very busy quarter. People are coming back from their holidays and they are resting. But for us, it was full of energy. Indemo had a very, very busy first quarter. Maybe you would like to get started on the first milestones that we achieved.
Indeed, David. So it was powerful quarter for us, both on terms of the growth and different key milestones we achieved. Continuing our full speed start in November 2023. So I would embark the most key things. It was the first full year financial report we have accomplished. So which means that financial statements for our financial report for 2023 was prepared and audited by the well-known Crow auditor firm, being the top 10 in the world. And the challenge was that we needed to prepare everything. To prepare the financial statements, check all the figures, all the numbers, validate and get the approval and report from the auditor just in 3 months. As you know, we are a regulated platform and it is required by law to publicly give our reports to our community, customers, and society.
Yes. So since you launched in November, meaning only 3 months, how do the stats look like for those 3 months of reporting?
Well, I would say the main key figure which I'm happy with, considering that we worked just a couple of months in 2023, so we were live just a couple of months. We already show that we are post-revenue startup, so we generated 60K plus revenue, which is good embark, showing that our business model is revenue-based and we could earn and get to the profit.
So the financial report sounds good. But as I know, we also go through this safeguarding. Maybe you could mention this as well.
Yeah, it's crucial thing, considering that Indemo is operated by MiFID investment firm license. And then each year, annually, we should undergo the special dedicated audit, which is should be done by the auditor firm, the same Crow, which I mentioned, and they check the safeguarding arrangements. In practical terms, they check whether Indemo client funds and securities are kept in separate bank accounts. There's special legal arrangements with the bank that Indemo potential creditors or any third party cannot touch this money because it belongs to the clients. And they check relevant procedures, relevant practices, relevant reporting, and other stuff. So it is something that it's strictly controlled, and each year the auditors come, checks, and produce report, which we provide to our supervisor agency or the Central Bank of Latvia. So we did it successfully.
So it's good milestones to hear, but it's also important to mention the growth of the company, the growth of and the portfolio.
Yeah, of course. For us being startup, the growth is a critical thing for us, and to showcase that we are our business model is viable. So let's start with the first metric. It was the growth of our customer base, the number of our community member investors. So with a successful start in November, as we mentioned, we get almost 200 plus new registrations, which brought the total number of registered investors users on Indemo to 600 plus investors by the end of Q1.
Wonderful to see the community growing. As I mentioned previously, the portfolio, how did that look for Indemo?
So it's other metric which is significant in our business, together with the growth of the customer base. In investment services business, we should look at the metric called asset under management, or amount, or like how our portfolio is big. So we increased asset under management for almost 450,000 euro, so almost half a million. And our portfolio at the end of Q1 reached a significant 1.6 million euro portfolio.
Very nice. So 500,000 increase in the first quarter.
Yeah, correct.
Nice. So clearly the community is very important for Indemo, the community of investors. How have you taken their feedback into account?
So it was a significant milestone, or significant task for us to meet the first, I would say, key opinion leaders, or the first big investors who tried out Indemo and our products from start. So as like part of our community members with whom we had the chats and then meetings, they met myself, Sergey, and David as our investor services team member, where we discussed and collected feedback, or made the good retrospective, what investor like, what they didn't like, what they would like to have more. So yeah, dear community members, thanks for finding time. We know you're busy people, and devoting a couple of 5 minutes for meeting us. It was much appreciated from our side. And for devotion of your time, we draw the customized merch hoodies, as you and I have now
Yes,
on
the
us.
ones we're wearing now.
Yeah, which we are wearing. And the hoodies went to the folks in Germany, in Spain, and Latvia.
Yes. So these conversations, this feedback you received from your investors, what results came from this?
Yeah, so this feedback, of course, was added to our product roadmap. Some things, some points are in our plans for this year, but the good news that some improvement or some wishes are already embodied into our product. It were released during Q1 and being released in Q2. So maybe we could touch upon them, showing our screens to the investors,
Yes.
for them to navigate better. Yeah. So I would say the first and the most significant release was related to portfolio upgrade. So we heard wishes of the investors. We divided portfolio look in 2 ways. Investors could have a look onto the notes, financial instruments in which they invest on Indemo. On the one hand, on the other hand, they could also look to the assets view or the dedicated list of debts in which they have invested through notes. They could explore the relevant allocated capital, so how much money is invested money is allocated to particular debts in their portfolio, follow all the actual flow stages of the recovery. They could also follow the stages, amendments, and of course repayments. So under the repayments, the debts which have been repaid, investors easily could find the amount of initial investment principal which was repaid, and the amount of profit which they earned during the life cycle of the debt since they have invested. And of course, as being the regulated platform, then we upgraded and added new functionalities as quarterly reports. So as you know, we are working under MiFID license, so we are investment brokerage firm, which means that we should produce reporting similar as you used to on such trading brokers like eToro, Robinhood, or Interactive Brokers. And here you get the quarterly report, portfolio summary, and of course actual statement. And we know that major part of our community members have investment accounts in different venues, in different platforms. They would like to extract details on their operations, repayments, put it in their Excels, make some sort of big data analysis, and our functionality and statement offers makes the different filters, sorting, and of course download the Excel file and take relevant transaction details for their own purposes. And of course, considering that usually Q1 is also for tax reporting, then our reports as a common in the common format for the brokerage firms in the European Union, they could be used also for tax reporting and tax compliance purposes.
Yes, wonderful. Wonderful to hear about the portfolio upgrade and the periodic reports. And if you want to read more, feel free to look in the description. We'll add some links to the blogs that we posted that go more into detail about these. Now, let's move on. So, in the previous year, Indemo participated in events. How has that changed, or what events have you participated in this quarter?
Cool. I will slightly elaborate because now in our strategy we have crossed or hyperlink events with our market expansion plans. So one thing which is of course more regulatory and then corporate one for us being the license as an investment firm, then we made during the start of Q1 the so-called cross-border passporting, which means that we were whitelisted as investment service providers. Now it is 13 EU member states, which allows us to actively work in that markets, attract customers, visit events there, use some mass media outlets for bringing Indemo or telling about Indemo. So when we speak about these 13 countries, it is our top export markets. Biggest market for us, it is Germany, Spain, France, Italy, Portugal, Benelux countries, and Baltic states and couple of other states. So the first event which we used to visit, it was Investor Thomas event, which was addressed by us entering the market of Estonia, the Baltic states country. And it was connected with collaboration with a leading business outlet in Estonia, Aripaev. And the Investor Thomas event was hosted by our two cooperation partners, the outlet, Aripaev, and our core primary banking partner, LCV Bank Estonia.
So, what are the closest events where we can see Indemo team where they will be present?
Yeah, so the closest event, I would say it is more major for our German community, which is the largest now in Indemo. So our team will be visiting FinFEL's event in Frankfurt. And after that, it will be Stuttgart Invest event at Stuttgart Messe. So feel free to drop a message to David and our support team if you will be participating at that event and you would like to get and meet up with myself or my team members and discuss Indemo related topics. So you're welcome to come and have a talk with you. I will be glad.
Yes, feel free to drop an email. Now, let's move on to our next juicy topic, repayments. What are they and why are they so important for investors?
It is a great event, which we announced a couple of weeks ago. So first debt was closed or repaid, which embarked the first, I would say, close of first cycle on Indemo, because during the first months of operations, investors wanted to see the repayments, wanted to check the hypothesis whether the investing in mortgage NPLs or discounted debt investments, as we call them, is something that indeed could prove the hypothesis that it could bring the lucrative returns in a midterm. And the first repayment show up that this hypothesis is proven, and the good returns could be made on such new asset class which we have introduced to the retail investors or private investor segment.
Wonderful. So what are the numbers? What are the stats for Indemo with these repayments?
Well, it was impressive numbers. So the first repayment generated a big bunch of cashback, repayment of almost 250,000 euro, which was released to the investor accounts, and around 30 notes which were listed on Indemo since launch were impacted. So they had this exposition to this first debt which was repaid, and 65% of the total community members, our clients, were positively impacted. And the impactive or quite impressive return rate was reached. So investors, depending on the timing when they have invested into the note, have earned from 22% to 118% per annum as a return on investment. And good sign that almost all repaid amount was reinvested in new nodes within 1 week since the repayment.
Nice. Good stats. Seems the customers, the investors are happy. If you want to read more about the case, you can look in the description. We'll leave a link to the blog. So now maybe you have some closing remarks for the audience.
Sure. So we have a powerful Q2 started, and of course, 2024 will bring much many different milestones events for you guys, for you community members, and of course, we will be very grateful if you could share your feedback on the first quarterly update episode. Maybe what you would like to hear more, or like which point should be at the regular level faced in this sort of communication. And you will find the written quarterly update in our blog. So feel free to have a look on that as well. And David?
Yes. So while you wait for the next episode of the Indemo's quarterly update, please join our Telegram group. We're very active there. We can speak with the community, give you some updates through there much more efficiently. Also, your feedback is very important to us. Please leave a review on Trustpilot for Indemo so we can understand what you like, what you dislike, how to improve, and how to better cater our services for you. Make sure to check out our blogs that they're posted on the website. Make sure to follow along that and follow us on our socials, on LinkedIn, on Twitter. Thank you.
And of course, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and see you in the next episodes. Keeping in touch, guys. See you and bye-bye.
Goodbye.